Meta dropped some big news this week when they said they were going to be opening up the Quest OS operating system to multiple headset manufacturers. This means manufacturers like Asus, Lenovo, and other companies are going to be able to make Quest-style headsets that use the same operating system, leading people to ask the question, is Meta going to stop making the headsets and just manage all of the software side? Meta has confirmed no, they are going to continue to make their Quest line of headsets. Even as they mentioned in the previous one, there's going to be an Xbox edition Quest coming, although that will be a Quest headset, that's not a Microsoft headset. This might also explain some of the name differentiation we've seen here where they want to call it Horizon OS, meaning that Horizon would be the umbrella of software such as Horizon Workrooms, Horizon Worlds, the basically VR chat version from Meta, and now Horizon OS, which is the operating system, and Quest name would stick to the hardware side. And although they say they are opening this up to multiple different partners, those partners have specific permission from Meta to use the OS. So this doesn't mean that just anyone who decides to make a headset can suddenly use Quest OS on it. Meta has to partner with them and give them permission. We talked about the full news about this in the last news video, so I will leave a link at the end of this video in case you missed that and you want to check it out and hear more about what's going on. But we got games to talk about too. A game that we've been keeping you posted on is finally coming out today, the Nope Challenge. And although this is considered a game, it's also called an exhilarating psychological nail biter. It basically forces you to confront a bunch of popular phobias, whether your phobia is clowns, spiders, heights. The game lets you be in control of different intensity levels, and there's always a nope button nearby, so this could even be considered a tool to help you get over your phobias. It promises to play with your mind, but still offering you an empowering, customizable game experience so that it never gets too intense for you. Between different challenges and different intensity levels, there's actually even AI interaction that ramps up the higher you turn up that thrill. It's fully released today though, so if you've been watching this in our other news videos where we talked about it, I would highly recommend go check it out today. It's $19.99 on the store, or wishlisted if you want to hold out and watch for a minute. But I'm excited to get in there and see how scared I can get. Let me know in the comments down below what phobias you decide to face if you go get this one. Thanks to the Nope Challenge game for sponsoring today's news, and I'm excited to see it finally out on the store. With all the games going on out there, Quest is dropping an April mega sale that brings some pretty good discounts, actually up to 64% off some of the VR games that are out there. Now keep in mind, as I've told you in videos before, there is a referral program that gives you 25% off pretty much any game on the Meta Store that your friend has. They just have to own the game and they give you a code. We actually have a whole section of our Discord dedicated to that, so I'll leave a link to the Discord down below in case you don't have people you can get those codes from. But basically that means anytime these sales come up, you really should only be looking at sales better than 25% off. Referral discounts do only apply to things over $10, so something like Pillow that's normally $9.99, it's $7.99 right now. If you want an app that you kind of play games in your bed before you're trying to go to sleep on your Quest, that would technically still be worth looking at. But where like Project Demigod is 20% off and it's $19.99, a referral code is going to save you more money than that anyways. A few of the standouts here on the list real quick while we're here though. Red Matter 48%, that's a good discount on a great game. That is number one, that is not number two, although it looks great too. Among Us VR is 25% off down to $7.49, which is pretty cheap, and since it's under $10 you can't usually save anything on that anyways. Windlands is an old game that's been on VR for a long time, but I personally love it. The original one, the way you feel when you're flying around in the maps, it's 33% off, which is a decent deal, and it's just a classic. If you've never played it, it can really mess you up as far as motion sickness goes, but it can also be some of the coolest feeling of flying around. Aspire 2 with its mixed reality mode where you can walk around inside your home and fight enemies in mixed reality is a pretty good one at 40% off. And of course Into the Radius is on there at 30% off. That was a game I absolutely loved, although you need to be into brutal survival games. There's tons more. I'll leave a list down below to all of them, link in the description so that you can get to those games as well. If free is more the price you'd rather be paying for games, there's a new game out on App Lab called Laser Limbo. This is a multiplayer mixed reality laser tag game. You can start off the game mapping out your space and you're playing against a drone and practicing for when you actually go into multiplayer duels while trying to dodge lasers and other objects in the room and shoot back at your opponent. This has actually been around for a while for location-based entertainment, and we actually got to see this when we were at DreamHack in Atlanta in practice. A bunch of the people got out there on the floor and were fighting each other in it. Of course, that was with Quest 2s, which left it black and white, but now with Quest 3s and that mixed reality and that color pass-through, it is really a game to be played with people and space. Right now it's in beta. You can check it out free. I'll leave a link in the description down below in case you haven't gotten over there and played it yet. But it's new enough. It's only got 13 ratings and already a really positive 4.7 stars. People saying it's finally a good mixed reality game. It's laser punk action, and the only 2-star review person not even saying what or why. So it's definitely worth checking out for now. You might have missed its launch, but if you're into team shooters, Strike Rush is a new game out on MetaQuest just this last week. This is a team-based VR action shooter. Unfortunately, it's not free, but it's from the same makers of a game, Mortal Blitz VR. I know I played back on the PSVR 1 actually. Strike Rush players are basically teaming up in groups of 4 up to 8 players, going in like Overwatch or Valorant style. You're trying to control the map by defending or holding points on it in 10-minute matches in the arena. There's also even AI companions in the game that you can control that help change the outcome of the battles. With that launch, it hasn't been out long, but over 60 ratings, giving it about a 4.4 star rating. Most of those are 5 stars. People saying just go play it. It's really easy to get into and learn. Also helps with games like this when they're new and not every one of them is extremely good yet. But of course, people in the lower reviews saying it could still use some work. And people also bringing up that the fact that the game costs money and is a multiplayer game is usually a death sentence on the Quest. We've seen tons of games like this end up going free to play down the road, like Blast On or even Population 1. Although for now, it's a good amount of reviews and a positive reaction for not even being out for a week yet. Definitely, if you want to get in, while maybe everyone else isn't super good, this might be worth checking out. There's a subset of games that are considered more like Sims in VR, and I would call them satisfying Sims when you think about like Power Wash Simulator, Lawn Mowing Simulator, and now one to potentially add to that list that's an upcoming game is Dig VR. This is an excavating simulator where, like most of them, there is progress, but you start off with a mini digger and various attachments and you unlock more as you go, with the creator saying that the controls of a digger are absolutely perfect for VR. I go back and forth personally on which of these kind of simulators I do enjoy, but I've got to say this Dig one actually looks pretty cool and has me excited and interested to check it out. It is coming soon, so we'll keep you updated with more. But if you want to do some things satisfying as being like an ice road trucker, it looks like there's a game that might kind of satisfy that itch coming called Mud Runner VR. Unfortunately, mud and not ice, but this is an off-roading vehicle sim coming soon to Quest. And this puts you with heavy-duty vehicles, attachable equipment, and you are trying to get through the mud, complete your objectives, don't run out of fuel, don't do too much damage to your vehicle to press on in this game. As far as VR XR news goes, it seems like we've been hearing a little bit less over in the Apple Vision Pro corner. Reports are showing up, albeit from Bloomberg, who have not been the most reliable as far as VR reporting, but basically saying that demos for the Apple Vision Pro have been down at the stores. Now, people were initially really excited to test them and they were really booked out, but they're having a hard time booking all those demos now, where people had multiple a day. Some stores are seeing less and less each week to just a few a week. I personally don't think that's unusual for any new tech that comes out. People are really excited, especially something new from Apple like this, and they want to go try it. But as time goes on and more people have tried it, there's less of a need for that, especially if you actually know someone who has one, like we got to try one when we were down at Virtuix headquarters in Texas. And although it does have some really cool features that I really liked, it would be hard after trying one to think about spending $3,500 on it. With that though, Apple is looking at ways to continue getting people to check these out, and now they're saying you can come demo the headset, but you can check out your own spatial videos on that headset that you've been taking with your iPhone. Of course, that's only owners of the iPhone 15 Pro and Max, but you can go into the store, do your demo, and take any spatial videos that you've done yourself and get to check them out. And with that, everything going on in the VR space, from a lot of Quest to a little bit of Apple Vision. For those of you who stick around this long, I do want to let you know a little secret. Tomorrow, we have some exclusive news in the Quest realm coming. We'll be dropping that for you first thing, so watch out for the news tomorrow. But thank you once again for being here with me, and I'll see you in another reality.